In a rapidly growing business, there is so much to accomplish every single day. The last thing that you want to do is waste time in unproductive meetings. Many well-meaning leaders feeling the pressure to produce discover that skipping out on meetings or canceling them altogether is an easy way to buy back some much-needed time. But what is it costing you? As the founder or CEO of the business, any decision has to make its way back to you. And that works for a while. For a young business, it's actually incredibly efficient. But then one day, it doesn't. You see, as the business grows, there will be more people, more products or services, and more problems. For the founder, this becomes a nightmare. So tell me if you've had an experience like this. I know I have. It's late Friday night after a hectic week. You're still at the office because you're expecting a big deal to close and you're hoping to hear from the client before you head out for the weekend. You desperately need a win right now. So you open your email to see if they've responded, and there are still 100 unread emails from today alone. Half of them are marked as urgent, but none of them are from the client. So you pull out your phone wondering if maybe they've called and left a voicemail. But there's nothing there from the last 3 weeks. You don't realize it at the time, but it's because your voicemail box has been full for the previous 3 weeks. So you decide to wait a little longer and you pass the time by thumbing through your text messages. What you find isn't pretty. All those people who emailed you and called and couldn't get an answer, they've now started texting you as well, and it's just one problem after another. Instead of getting that win you were hoping for, you've just wasted 2 hours of your life, and you feel like you're further behind than you were 2 hours ago. At this point, you realize something needs to change. So you pull together a few of your key managers, and you tell them that they need to step up. You offload some of your responsibilities, and it feels incredible. They feel proud of their new authority, and it's a win-win. But the problem is they aren't you. And despite your best efforts and their best efforts, they don't make decisions the way that you do. And after a few false starts, you realize what you've been missing all along. Leadership team meetings. That's it. If you can get everyone in one place, you can answer their questions, and then everyone will leave you alone. So you decide to meet weekly with your team. And when you get together, it's a little awkward at first because nobody, including you, knows how to run a productive leadership team meeting. Soon enough, though, it turns into the worst hour of the week. It's nothing but problems and bickering, and every time you bring a new idea, it's shot right down. Then what happens? A client needs something at the same time as the leadership team meeting, and it hits you. Hey, they don't need me for the meeting this week. I'll stay out of their way, and I'll be able to meet with the client. It's another win-win. That one meeting turns into 2 and then 10. And while your team keeps on meeting, you're there less and less often. Without you, your leadership team isn't able to make any real decisions. And at some point, you decide the whole meeting thing just isn't right for you. You cancel the meeting altogether and everyone is relieved. But there's a problem. As much as you don't want to admit it, you can't keep up. And your managers won't say it, but they're struggling as well. Unfortunately, the only way that founders find out that their team members are struggling is when they resign. But this doesn't need to be your story. Stay tuned for the next video where I'm going to show you what's at stake if you don't fix your leadership meetings. And I'm going to give you an incredibly powerful but simple fix to get you moving in the right direction.